Well, maybe. If I can't find anybody else. Wow, I don't subscribe to a lot of people I hate. Oh, Tim Pool. Ooh. Some juicy, juicy content there. Let's see what we got here. I don't think I've done a Tim Pool video. Let's see. Are they short, though? Because I don't want to review... Like, okay, good. Let's see. The American dream is still possible. Cartier family credits hard work. Cartier family explains how they escaped the criminal culture of their peers. Cartier family explains why they support Trump. Chicago has fallen. Violent crime and gangs are rampant as authorities do nothing. Well, I am a recent news kind of girl, so... Should I do this one? I don't know. Sure, why not?
Conservatism isn't what we've been led to believe, because, you know, as young men, especially in our generation, they tell you Republicans are bad, Republicans are racist, but that's just like what being conservative is being like mostly on the right. So he just kind of opened our mind up to the idea that this is...
So, hold on a second. No rebuttal to the fact that the Republicans are incredibly racist, that the Conservative Party is incredibly racist. That's just what it's about being on the right. That's just what it is, and that convinced this guy to, you know, it's whatever. Like,
normal. Like, it's not what you've been told.
How do you guys start a YouTube channel, and how does it become to the point where you're like, Trump?
You want to go?
I mean, we were just reacting to music, man. The COVID hit. And really what happened, I think Officer Tatum, we seen one of his videos pop up. And I was like, who is this guy? You know, and I clicked it, and I think it was Vivek Ramaswamy cooking Don Lemon. And we were like, you know, it was pretty cool. It was fun to watch. So we were like, hey, this is pretty cool. So we just started reacting to Officer Tatum only. And then...
Thomas
kinda,
Sowell.
Yeah, well, we got
Thomas Sowell really
Yeah, Thomas Sowell flipped
really
the book
did it.
for real for us.
Yeah, no,
That
he
dude's
really
a
did.
legend.
Yeah. No, he is.
Yeah.
We did his video on, like, he explained like how black culture came to what it is. That's probably one of our best videos. It's got 1 million, and I think that really opened our mind up to, like, maybe things are other thing we're saying. Like,
Right.
so people will request stuff.
Too, it's like, if this
This is kind
tells you the truth, why is it controversial? What he's saying is not wrong.
no facts.
Well,
Facts.
So tell me about the Thomas Sowell stuff.
So yeah, no. So we watched the Thomas Sowell video. I remember, like, so people, when we used to do like other reactions, people would request stuff in the comments. I remember people kept saying, "Do Thomas Sowell, do Thomas Sowell, do Thomas Sowell."
he doesn't
So
separate
one
these
day
by
we were like,
sections.
we would come out of class every day at like 8, 9 p.m. and we would record 4 videos a day, every day. And I remember we needed a video, and I was like, we should just do the Thomas Sowell. They keep asking for it, and we was like, Republicans are bad, Republicans are racist, but that's just like what being conservative is being like mostly on the right. So he just kind of opened our mind up to the idea that this is normal. Like, it's not what you've been told.
You guys had you ever watched?
Right. So it's like almost today, every day. And I remember we needed a video, and I was like, we should just do the Thomas Sowell. They keep asking for it. And we did it. And we were in there for like, I think this was like almost an hour-long video. And the video we reacted to was like 15 minutes, I think, 15, 20 minutes. And we were in there for an hour just going back and forth, like mind blown. It was just crazy. Like, he just opened our mind up to like, maybe like conservatism isn't what we've been led to believe. Because, you know, as young men, especially in our generation, they tell you Republicans are bad, Republicans are racist. But that's just like what being conservative is being like mostly on the right. So he just kind of opened our mind up to the idea that this is normal. Like, it's not what you've been told.
You guys had you ever watched Thomas Sowell before that?
No.
You know,
That this is normal? That being racist and all that shit is normal? That's what changed his mind, you know. That's what changed his mind, guys. Total brain rot.
They get in the comments like, hey, watch this, and then you're like, whoa.
yeah, the crazy part, he reacted to us too.
He did.
I watched us react to him. He was
Yeah,
surprised.
that's
He seemed pretty unfazed, though.
He started smiling. They're like, you're affecting the next generation.
Is
He said,
there any
And we
actual...
would hear him like, well, not lost, though, or anything like that. In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
supposed to be this way, or like the Democrat thing. But I do want to go back to Thomas Sowell real quick.
I don't know if like this was a mistake. He was like, yeah, I feel like that too. Here we are now.
I definitely want to ask about the Democrat thing, but I do want to go back to Thomas Sowell real quick because you were saying that he was saying something like that black culture is not supposed to be this way. Or like, what do you mean by that? Like, what was he saying?
I don't know what exactly he said, but he was bringing the redneck culture into it.
Where it came from.
Yeah, he said like the ghetto black culture, the subculture is what he referred to it as. He said it comes from like European rednecks who were poor and blacks were among them after slavery. So like kind of being ghetto, they kind of adopted it because they were poor and blacks were poor, and that was just kind of how they adopted it. And he was basically saying like that's not what real black.
Are we gonna get into actual policy, or is this just gonna be the identity politics? Hey, look at these black Trump supporters bullshit. Like, is that all this video is, or are they actually gonna get into to like actual policy so we can actually talk about this? Like, it almost seems like it's just identity politics on the right. Like, oh, look at us, we're black and we support Trump. Like, come on.
Black culture is, but it's uplifted as black culture. It's really like a subculture within black culture. And he was just basically saying like how like it's adopted as like something that's normal when it's really negative. It was like really deep. And I remember we were just sitting there like, it's so real. Like he's really breaking it down. And like to hear it from someone like him, like who's a way older guy than us, it's okay. So we're not really tripping when we say that this is bad and like this ain't really how we're supposed to be. But yeah, no, that really.
There's a conspiracy theory that racists intentionally promoted negative culture to black communities through rap music. And I'm not saying rap music itself is bad. I'm saying they put messages in there like get drunk, bang women, buy drugs and all that stuff, so that young men growing up would chase after something that was detrimental.
100%. Oh, that's facts. Yeah, 100% facts. Especially in the black community.
I don't know if this is a fact, but I've heard several times like some of the same people who own some of these record labels own some prisons. So it's like you try to
So you mean like my boy Do Double G, who is out here like saying nah 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 nah, it's the motherfucking Do Double G Snoop Dogg, and he's doing that to get people to smoke weed and vote Democrat. Like, yeah, he's trying to brainwash the young folk into this is clown shit. How do you believe that? Like, how do you what?
I don't know if that's a fact.
Then,
fact check me on that, but
hearing
I've heard.
Lyndon B. Johnson say we'll have black people wrapped around the Democrat Party for 200 years.
Yeah.
So it's a long time.
It's actually crazy. Speaking of that, it's actually crazy like the backlash you receive for like just being black and not saying you don't want to be a Democrat. Like it is insane. Like
What's it like?
Oh man, it's like we get like most of it's all online, never in person. In person, it's always love.
Always love. Person, yeah.
Literally,
Yeah,
nobody. It's never in person. I wouldn't start by saying that, but online we get coon, trader, sellout, all this stuff, and like they be saying we grifting, like we just saying this for money. Whole time we dead serious. Like you ask any one of us, I know for a fact you ask any of us, what we say on camera, we'll tell you the same thing off camera. Like we're not on there BS, we're keeping it 100. But people think like just because we have such an audience, we're just saying it for clicks.
Yeah.
I know for a fact we keep it 100. Like
I remember when we first started the political content, people were like, yep, I mean, this is a business plan at this point. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that was
Well,
crazy.
These people are nuts.
yeah.
Man. The idea that
It kind of does sound like a business thing, because it's like you were convinced to join the right because, you know, like someone just said, oh no, being conservative is just being on the right and it's normal that there's like racism on the right. Like, like, no, the only way, I don't care what you say. It's the only way for you to say that, or for you to do that, or for you to say that, have that be like a reason why you're on the right, why you've been opened up to the right, as you said. If that's what it takes, like, no, it's a grift. It's clown shit. You don't actually believe that. You just want the fucking money. Trust me, I would love to be paid like you. Hey, Steven Crowder, reach out. I'll make a deal. I promise I won't tear down the you know, I promise I'll be your pet trans.
choosing a political faction is going to make you more money. It's the stupidest thing. 'Cause they say it about everybody. It's like, if you did pop culture movies, and I mean, look at Call Her Daddy. The biggest podcasts are not talking about politics. Only now because the politicians are trying to buy into them. But the biggest podcasts are like maybe somewhat, they might mention something political. But you look at if I were to pull it up, you're going to find 3 guys talking about dinosaurs, something nonsense. General interest comedy shows, not overtly political. And then the moment you guys watch someone like Thomas Sowell and you're like, hey man, maybe they've been lying to us, and you get passionate about it, they say you're doing it for money.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because like we don't just blindly agree with everything. Like we don't agree with something, we'll just not agree. Like so, like I mean, I find it interesting. I think people just do that because they think the world should see things from their point of view. So when you kind of disrupt that and don't do that or fall in line with what they think you should do, they start just throwing the labels and insults at you. But that again, it's mostly online. Like in person, it's always love, especially from like people of color, like black people. Yeah, black people, Hispanic people. Like I was just in Dallas the other weekend. Black dude came up to me and was like, dude, I love your videos. Like so, like every time we go out now, we get recognized by like people our age, and it's always positive, it's always love. So I love that. Me personally.
Yeah, my mom loves your videos.
That's
Like
awesome.
I mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
No, actually, we were in LA actually at this movie premiere, and these old dudes came up. This old Hispanic dude, Los Angeles. I love your videos. I watch every single one. Like, I want you to know you're making a difference because you found someone like me all the way in California. I was like, thanks. Hey, that's awesome.
I remember we went to the Reagan event. One of the producers was
yeah.
like, he was like, y'all the biggest people that's in here right now. I was like, it was surprising.
Isn't it crazy though that like you'll meet these people and they're gonna say, thanks for making your videos. I listen to them. I hear what you're saying. And then the people online who are mad at you and calling you slurs and names and all that stuff. It feels more like You know, I'm just gonna be mean, call it cult.
Oh, for sure.
You have to be aligned with the name of our club. We don't care what's true, we don't care what's false. If you guys make a video and you say, here's what we're thinking, they're not gonna say, hey, do you wanna have a conversation about this? They're gonna insult you and attack you for doing it. There's no argument.
Yeah. Nobody try to have no middle ground at all for some reason. I don't know why we.
It's almost like you just break the narrative and go your own way. People get mad at you for that. Like thinking for yourself, oh, you don't think like us? Oh.
So far, like you're not even talking about policy. Like I'm looking for fucking Tim to ask them about fucking politics, actual fucking politics. Like what politics on the right has you appealing to them? Like has you switching on over to them? Like why are you doing that? Like what is it on the right that makes you want to, to ride with them? You know what I mean? Like you don't seem to be talking about that. Like is there so yeah. Like this is just funny. It's clown shit, I'm telling you. Like loosen this a little bit. Wait. Alright. Fuck these casts. I hate them. There we go. Maybe it'll work like that. Should it be? See, I don't know how to wear a cast. God. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not really seeing any real reason for why this person, other than, like, how am I supposed to believe it's not a fucking grift if there's, like, no actual policy? It's just that, oh, going your own way, like, like, are you a boy? Like, are you a little boy? Nobody's mad at you for going your own way. Like, people are mad at you because you're essentially you're contrarian. You're basically about to vote for someone who wants to send the military after, like there are people on the fucking right who are black. Like, for example, Mr. Black Nazi himself, Mark Robinson, who wants to bring back slavery, and he himself, quote, would buy one. It's like, dude, I don't think you understand how that dynamic works. You are not going to be the one buying slaves. People are going to be buying you. You really think that's how that works? Like, you don't want slavery, dude. Like, you're stupid if you fucking think that. And that's why I do not believe, I do not believe in the idea that that people in marginalized communities are actually, who are on the right actually exist. Nope, you're a CIA hologram planted by the FBI or something in order to deceive us into voting Republican. That's my belief, and I'm sticking to it.